We're back on 11 of the last 20, and before we dive into the top 3 boys soccer players on our countdown, we have another group of players who had fantastic careers in their own right, but just missed out on our list.
The free kick comes in for Kikalico. It's driven low.
Scrambled. Good save out front. Score! Here it is again.
Yeah, great
Goes
ball.
Inside.
Great ball driven in there by number 3. That was Danny Angle, the senior captain.
So Conestoga Valley with a set play opportunity here just on their side of the mid-stripe.
That'll be Kummer taking the long kick.
Little heel pass. Stop, pop, fire on the set, and popped over the top. And a real nice setup for Hershey. And he lets go a spinner, but a beautiful shot.
Great shot by Josh Hershey.
And here they come. Up top. The through ball. No offsides call.
Score, and they come right back.
That was Sheldon Meyer. Slips it right past Ethan Zieber. Not much you can do when you're 1v1 with a guy like Sheldon Meyer.
Well, we'll get a chance to talk to you about the numbers we expect to be calling. They will include number 10, Alex Wambach. Wambach is the leading scorer on the team.
Because I think he could have got to that ball.
I do too. I believe he had a shot.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
3-0.
Sipe. Mr. Opportunity.
Number 3, Conestoga Valley's Nate Delgado, 2-time Section 1 MVP and All-State 2013 PA Player of the Year.
Nate's obviously one of my players and storybook kind of player. He is not the most physically imposing player until you go up against him and then try to get the ball from him. I mean, his feet were magic. They were so quick. He kept the ball so close to him, and he could score from any angle and so many different ways.
When you're Player of the Year in the state and you're a 2-time All-State, I think of what Nate Delgado accomplished at Conestoga Valley.
Magic for the Buckskins, free kick into the box, and who else? Nate Delgado rising up for the header.
Clearly was the center of a team that went very far into the playoffs.
I can still remember in the district finals him out-jumping their 6'3" goalkeeper and putting the ball in the back of the net. To put us in a great position to win the game.
And that turns out to be the game winner. They claim their first ever District 3 title.
He had tremendous athleticism, and it wasn't just his athletic ability, it was his determination to win.
Nate over at Conestoga Valley was a nightmare for you. His senior year, I think everything he touched went in the net. When they made their state run, he just got on fire, and he was just a pleasure to watch.
It seemed like every opportunity I got to watch those teams, it was just pure excitement. He really could turn on a game, and he just made a big difference for that whole team.
He's one of those where if you're coaching against him, you're scratching your head. How do we stop him? How do we force him? And he'd always find a way to get to the right spot and continue on for them and make the goal.
Number 2, Ephrata's A.J. Culp, 2-time All-State, 66 career goals, second all-time in Mount's history.
AJ, we called him the little Messi. He knew Messi before any of us did and won all the awards and did quite well for himself.
AJ was a phenomenal player. He had tremendous balance, could just make people miss all the time, and a great finisher.
Vision, combination of skill, speed, quick first touch, quick turns on the ball were remarkable.
A.J. Culp, probably the best pure soccer player I've ever seen play.
A.J. Culp with some speed, a burst of speed. He's in the box, pushes forward, and it's there.
He could do it all offensively, run the field, he could score. He was just an unbelievable player.
I remember him way back, the panic that, to me, when you remember the panic of an opposing player, AJ was one of those.
AJ is just a phenomenal player. I was 2 years behind him, so I got the pleasure of watching him as a young player and learning a lot from him. But he just has a motor and the tenacity to take over a game whenever he wanted to.
There's a goal. Oh my! Big finish the other way. AJ Culp.
AJ was, without a doubt, ball on his feet anywhere within 35 yards. You needed a defender and a second defender heading pretty quickly to double to get the ball out of his feet, or he was going to make you pay.
It was one of those things you just wanted him to be on your side a little bit. We always were gunning for him, but you know, he would get us here or there. And had an outstanding career at Old Dominion.
Actually, when he went on to college, he became one of the top 50 players in the country and tried out for the Pro League. We here in high school, you know, you see he's a goal scorer and this and that. He goes to college, becomes an outside back, and you know, plays his whole career there almost. But he was just a game changer. Every coach, you had to know where he was.
Number 1, Warwick's Andrew Wagner, 2008 PA and National Player of the Year, future number 1 pick in the 2012 MLS Draft.
Andrew won every award you can win. Yeah, he's probably the best player that's come through our league.
Keep your eye on from the Warriors, number 33, Andrew Wagner.
Andrew he had the perfect combination that you want in a high school, college soccer player.
Andrew is just such a special athlete with his size, speed, quickness. Very driven athlete that loved the game of soccer.
And a foot race here in the middle. Wagner stops, fires, score! I guess the thing I enjoyed the most about watching Andrew Wagner was that he didn't dominate a game with skills and flash. But every time he turned around, he just seemed to be in the right place, passing the ball, shooting the ball. He had great vision, but it was so fun just to, you know, all of a sudden it was like, who scored? Oh, that was Wagner again. Oh, who scored? That was Wagner again.
Headed toward the goal. Score! Wagner is there.
One of my first experiences with Andrew was he was in the state run as a freshman, as an outside back. And that's just really tough at a big school like a Warwick to get involved in a team that early. So you knew the kid had to be special.
We used to do a team camp in conjunction with Warwick. And so for a week we would train together. As good of a player as he was, he came up between sessions and asked one of the college coaches to help him with a particular skill that he knew he was deficient at. And to watch a kid at that stature, at that ability that everybody in camp was looking up to, had the humility, when nobody else saw it happening, but had the humility to come up and say, hey, can you help me with this area that I need to improve upon? And it's those kinds of things that separate really good players from great players.
There it is, the game winner with 6 seconds left. Unbelievable.
The making of a true great athlete, getting their teammates involved rather than trying to do all the work themselves.
They took their time taking this set piece. That's just a beautiful cross.
Early on, Andrew knew how, as a teammate, to bring them along, push them in practice, make them feel a part of it rather than it just being about him. But then he also at times knew when to quote-unquote step up and I'm not passing this shot off. He just has a lot of those qualities as a leader.
So there you have it, Warwick's Andrew Wagner, one of the best boys soccer players in our coverage area and number 1 on our list. Thanks so much for joining us today on 11 to Last 20. I'm Chad Landers. Come back next time as we dive deep into a new sport and start the countdown once again to see who's number 1.